Hello my viewers and welcome back to my channel. For those who are new here, please subscribe and don't forget to turn on your notification bell so that you don't have to miss on our interesting videos and discussions. Tap the like button and feel free to be part of the conversation by simply sharing your thoughts in the comment section down below. In today's video, we look into a crucial conversation where a knowledgeable individual takes a stand, setting the record straight on misinformation propagated by Rod Hayes and Dan Calloway. Now, this enlightening discussion addresses the claim that Black people are Indians. Are Black people Indians? Is there even a possibility of Black people being Indians? Anyways, the speaker offers a compelling correction and firmly asserts the importance of accuracy in understanding cultural identities. So with that said, let's uncover the insightful perspective that challenges prevailing misconceptions and emphasizes the diversity within communities. Check out this video. I will be right back, and when I do, we talk more about this topic.
Now, there's something else I must address before I get into my class. It's very important, Moors. As of late, I've been recognizing that the Black community and some of the Moors have been talking about this word Indian. Now, I've addressed this before. It must be underscored that we are not Indians. The word Indian in itself is what in the 8 parts of speech? An adjective. We have to learn. If you're going to say you're Indian, now tell me the nationality. Because an adjective describes what? The noun. So you claim to be Indian? Okay, now tell me the nationality. What tribe or reservation are you claiming? You saying you're Cherokee? Because you just can't say you're Indian. Are you Cherokee? What is the nationality that you're claiming? The adjective describes the noun. So you got this going on. Then now you got people such as Rod Hayes, right? Dane Calloway. Now are trying to pull more into this whole Indian concept. You got to see what's going on out here. Rod Hayes and Dane Calloway is trying to say everybody's Indians, and they won't even take the time to tell you, first of all, Indian is an adjective. It's not a nationality, it's a generic word. Here's the next question you need to ask Rod Hayes and Dane Calloway. First of all, Indian is an adjective, correct? Okay, now tell me the noun that you're describing. So you say you're an Indian, what? Finish the sentence. You're Cherokee, what tribe or reservation is Dane Calloway and Rod Hayes claiming? Now, ask them to show you identification that that tribe or reservation recognizes Dane Calloway or Rod Hayes as being one of the nationals of said reservation or tribe. Ask Dane Calloway and Rod Hayes if they have renounced their citizenship of the United States. Are they claiming to be residents of the reservation? Because that you have to have primary residence to live on the reservation. That's a part of the special agreements that the United States and all the Indian tribes have. That all Indians' primary residence must be on the reservation. So these questions I'm asking are what you call what? Rhetorical questions, because Rod Hayes and Dane Calloway and all the birds out here, no matter what names they give themselves, these misnomers, you must understand this. They're going to pull you back into what's called a subjugated status. You must understand all Indian tribes come under the jurisdiction of the United States civil and criminal courts. Soon as you call yourself an Indian, and then you state the nationality next, and you can prove that you got identification from said tribe or reservation that's recognized by the United States. Because you just can't create your own tribe and say, we got our own tribe and we're just doing our own sovereignty. It don't work like that. That's called what? Patently frivolous and arbitrary and capricious. So can Dane Calloway and Rod Hayes prove to you they have identification from a tribe or reservation that's recognized by the United States of America? They can't prove they got it. Have they renounced their citizenship of the United States? Can they prove that? No. And even if they do prove it, guess what they just proved to you? that they now come under the civil and criminal jurisdiction of the United States all over again. You done went from black to Indian, because black is an adjective, Indian is an adjective, and black and Indian come under the jurisdiction of the United States. You ain't going nowhere fast. So you have to understand that we're being sold out by our own people. Rod Hayes and Dane Calloway ain't doing nothing but selling books, pamphlets, asking for donations. That's all they're doing is making money off of you. You know what this is? It's called a what? MLM, a multi-level marketing schemes these people put on you. Let me ask you another question. Can Dane Calloway, right, and Rod Hayes show any of the Moors any treaty, any so-called Indian treaty, right? How many treaties do Indians have, right? Keep in mind the word Indian is a generic word. I'm not even talking about the so-called name of the tribe. So I'm just going to use this generic word that's Indian. Did you know that the United States signed over 370 treaties with the Indian tribes between the years 1778 to 1871? 370 treaties between 1778 and 1871. Show me any of those treaties. Show me one treaty out of 370 treaties where the Indians have civil and criminal jurisdiction over the United States of America. Show me any one of those treaties that recognizes that the Indian courts have jurisdiction over American citizens. Just show me just one out of 370 treaties. Just one. Do me a favor, Dane Calloway, Rod Hayes, and all the birds. Show all the Moors just one treaty out of 370. Now keep in mind, the United States has signed over 500 treaties since the year 1638 up until present. Over 500 treaties. But 370 of them were with the Indian tribes. And all the Indian tribes have recognized themselves as coming under the sovereign jurisdiction of the United States of America. So you run around here claiming you're Indian. First of all, you're just talking because you can't prove it. Tell me the nationality. And when you tell me nationality, now show me the tribal identification and show me that you renounce the jurisdiction of the United States, that you're no longer a citizen of the United States. Show me your primary residence is on the reservation, Dane Calloway and Rod Hayes. You must understand, not only can the Indians not prove through a treaty that they have civil and criminal jurisdiction over the United States of America, you can't even show that the Indians ever went to the ICJ since 1945 to win a case against the United States of America. Show me one res judicata case out of 370 treaties that the Indians have with the United States of America. Show me one case where any of those 370 treaties were used at the International Court of Justice. Why haven't Indians taken the United States of America to the ICJ? You know why they haven't? Because all of their treaties do what? They're what you call internal integrated treaties that recognize Indian tribes, reservations as coming under the jurisdiction of the United States of America. See, if you have what's called an internal state, that means you cannot be recognized as an external state. Only external states can utilize the provisions of the International Court of Justice. You see, Indian reservations and tribes are no different than saying state of Alabama. They're equivalent. Reservations, Indian reservations, and the state of Alabama are equivalent. Why is it that the state of Alabama has never taken Germany to the ICJ? Why hasn't Utah ever taken Mexico to the United States? Why haven't Texas ever taken the state of Mexico to the International Court of Justice? You know why? Because Texas is an internal state of the United States of America. They're not an external state. The Indian reservations are internal states. They are the possessions of the United States of America. No different in Alabama, Texas. All the Indian reservations got the same status. They are all internal states. And this is why they can't go to the ICJ. And this is what black people and Moors are talking about their Indians all of a sudden. You don't realize you'll never be able to use the International Court of Justice as a remedy to get your sovereign independence. Because you just agreed to subjugate your status as an Indian. You must understand what I'm saying right now. I'm talking law. And these people out here, such as Dane Calloway and Rod Hayes, they're not doing anything but fooling the people.
Now, as we navigate through the maze of historical perspectives, particularly those put forth by individuals like Rod Hayes and Dan Calloway, while both have explored the intriguing possibility of a pre-Columbian African presence in the Americas, it's crucial to distinguish between varying viewpoints and differentiate their assertions. Now, in setting the record straight, let's acknowledge the complexity of historical research. The prevailing understanding supported recognizes Native Americans as the true indigenous people of the Americas. Now, as we dissect specific claims made by Hayes and Calloway, we need to delve into counter-arguments grounded in scholarly research, reinforcing the importance of relying on credible evidence to construct an accurate narrative of America's rich and diverse history. So buckle up as we sift through the layers of historical discourse, ensuring that the quest for truth remains anchored in rigorous examination and thoughtful consideration. Now, the term Indian historically refers to the indigenous peoples of the Americas, commonly known as Native Americans or First Nations. It doesn't generally encompass people of African descent. While historical complexities exist, it's essential to recognize and respect the distinct identities and histories of various ethnic and cultural groups. Now, the concept of black people being Indians may arise from alternative historical perspectives, but the widely accepted understanding is that Native Americans are the original inhabitants of the Americas. Now, adding to the understanding, it's important to note that the term Indian in the context of Native Americans stems from Christopher Columbus' misidentification of the Americas as India during his voyages. This misnomer has persisted in history but is now widely acknowledged as inaccurate. The discussion around black people being Indians may involve alternative theories or perspectives, but mainstream historical consensus recognizes the unique identity and history of both Native Americans and individuals of African descent. More reason why it's crucial to approach historical narratives with a critical mindset, considering well-established evidence and acknowledging the diversity of cultures and experiences throughout the Americas. Now, it's essential to appreciate the intricate tapestry of African and Native American histories within the context of the Americas. While there were instances of cultural exchange and interaction between African and indigenous communities, especially during periods of colonization, these interactions did not necessarily lead to a merging of identities. African and Native American communities each have distinct histories, languages, and cultural practices. The narratives of these communities have evolved independently, shaped by their unique experiences and contributions to the complex mosaic of American history. Now, exploring the multifaceted relationships between various ethnic and cultural groups enriches our understanding of the interconnected histories that have shaped the Americas over centuries. Now, it's worth noting that historical narratives involving African and Native American interactions vary across regions and time periods. Some instances of collaboration and intermarriage occurred, giving rise to communities with mixed ancestry known as Afro-Indigenous or Afro-Native populations. Now, these communities have unique stories that reflect the complexities of cultural fusion and adaptation. Now, despite these interactions, it's crucial to recognize that Native Americans and individuals of African descent maintain distinct cultural identities. The concept of black people being Indians may oversimplify the intricate histories and diverse experiences of these communities. Now, as we explore these intersections, it's essential to approach the topic with sensitivity, acknowledging the resilience of Afro-Indigenous communities and understanding the importance of preserving and celebrating the diversity of cultures that have contributed to the rich heritage of the Americas. Now, in the exploration of African and Native American interactions, it's fascinating to consider the historical context that shaped these relationships. During periods of colonization, European powers forcibly brought Africans to the Americas as enslaved individuals, leading to the establishment of African communities in various regions. Interactions between these African communities and Native American tribes occurred for various reasons, including shared experiences of oppression, resistance against colonization, and cultural exchange. Now, some individuals from both groups formed alliances, intermarried, or found common ground in navigating the challenges imposed by external forces. However, it's crucial to avoid generalizations, as the nature and extent of these interactions varied widely. So, understanding the complex dynamics between African and Native American communities involves examining specific historical contexts, regions, and the urgency of individuals within these groups. By acknowledging the nuanced and multifaceted nature of these historical relationships, we gain a more comprehensive perspective on the intricate tapestry of cultural intersections in the Americas. Now, this approach encourages a deeper appreciation for the diversity and resilience of communities that have shaped the continent's history over centuries. It's important to highlight the diverse ways in which African and Native American communities influence each other's cultures. Some shared elements include agricultural practices, food traditions, and resistance strategies against colonial forces. In certain regions, such as the southeastern United States, historical records reveal instances of alliances between African and Native American groups against common adversaries. Now, these alliances often had a profound impact on shaping the cultural landscape of these communities. However, the complexities of identity persisted. African individuals brought distinct languages, religious practices, and cultural traditions with them, contributing to the rich mosaic of cultural diversity with the Americas. Simultaneously, Native American societies retained their unique languages, customs, and social structures. So by exploring these intersections with a nuanced lens, we recognize the coexistence of diverse cultures and the dynamic ways in which communities adapted, resisted, and interacted throughout history. Now, this approach allows us to appreciate the richness of the historical tapestry woven by African and Native American communities in the Americas. Now, Black people are Black people, and Native Americans are Native Americans, each with their unique histories, cultures, and identities. While there have been instances of interaction and shared experiences in the complex history of the Americas, it's crucial to respect the distinctiveness of these communities. Black people are Black people, they're not Indians. I stand to be corrected, but what do you, my viewers, have to say about this video? Share your comments in the comment section down below. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching, and see you in my next video as I bring you another interesting video.